Testing 1, 2. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be in this world. If you're on Facebook, I'd like to talk to everybody and share some of my concepts and promote my publication, Stick Control Book Formulas. Hello, Dave. Just fooling around, waiting. I'm a little early. I'm just waiting for the comment section to, yeah, I know. What can I tell you? I like it that way. Anyway, I'm just waiting for the comment section to populate. In the meantime, we're going to be working from the syncopation book and the stick control book, utilizing some samba patterns. Okay, so we'll be back. And this is a nice feel. You know, usually that's the feel for the samba, but it's difficult to teach it that way. So I come up with, I break it down. 1, 2, 3. So I'm thinking of eighth note. And I put. Now, I'm going to play my left hand part. My bass drum, my ride cymbal, and my hi-hat are going to remain the same. Dave, stop it, man. Oh man, I'm gonna log off. This is ridiculous. I'm waiting for it to populate. I said I would be back tonight. And go into the classified room. The drummers classified drums. You might find some in there, okay, Dave? In the meantime, like I'm saying, let's work with the samba a little bit. Let me share with you some of the stick control book patterns or formulas. Oh man, it's hot in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the samba like, usually the samba's up tempo, and I'm thinking 16ths, 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. So I'm not going to deal with that right now because it's difficult to teach that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that in half. Instead of playing 1 eanda, 2, I'm going to think of that a little different. I'm going to think of it as 1, 2, and 3. So I have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Now the foot pattern, 1. Now this remains the same. The only thing I have open now is my left hand. So what am I going to do with my left hand? Well, first, I'm going to take the stick control book. Instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm going to eliminate the rights, and I'm going to play the lefts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so we have 1. Now look at the stick control book. Eliminating all the rights. 1, 2, 3. Simple pattern. Line 4. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 5. That's the basic, okay? So what I want to do is I want to put a little color into it and a little bit more of a feel. But that's the basic concept. So I'm playing randomly, there's no set pattern. Line 2. Okay, we got it? Any questions on that, David? Any questions on that? What I'm going to do is just I'm going to play a little bit until this populates. trick. Okay. Guess nobody's going to show up. That's okay. I think it's pretty nice of me to do a free live online lesson. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. I'll be on YouTube, and 7 p.m. I'll be on my site. Again, I want to promote stick control formulas. Part 1. I only have 6 more hardcovers available. PDFs are totally available anytime. The hardcover is only available in the U.S. If you'd like to purchase the hardcover, if you live in the U.S., or the PDFs, go to my website, MacPatellaLiveLessons.com. Go under the products, and you'll see it there. So if you decide you want the PDFs, I have the stick control book formula and the syncopation formula. Now, you might not like them. You see, the whole thing is, with Facebook, everybody thinks you have to profile and play things real fast. And you know, and it's like, well, he's a really great drummer. Well, in my opinion, there's no such thing. You know, no such thing as a great drummer. You're a musician learning your trade. You want to learn as much as you possibly can every day. You don't belittle nobody. You don't be condescending to nobody. You enjoy somebody else's accomplishment. Now, I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to instruct. I am breaking things down slowly because it's easier to teach. Yeah, some people like it a little bit faster because it's visible. They could understand it a little bit better, but some people can't. So if I break it down, it's strengthening your foundation to let you know what is occurring when you're playing. Okay? So, you know, I'm going to stay on another 10 minutes. If no one else comes into the comment section, I'm going to just not stream tonight. I'll wait until my YouTube channel. All right? I could actually, what I think I'm going to do, maybe I'll get more response. I'm going to try to take this over. Let me see if I can do this. If I go to the art of drumming and get it in there, hold on. There you go. Okay, hello everybody. These settings drive me crazy. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Wherever you are in this world. What I want to do is talk to the members of this group. We've been having some problems with the posts. Nobody listens to or watches the rules, the video on rules. There is no way I'm putting cover tunes in the art of drumming. And I don't care what your girlfriend looks like, and I don't care how fast you can play your double beaters or double bass drums, or your singles for that matter. I don't care. This is an open forum to discuss concepts and approaches of drumming. No pictures of your girlfriend, no selling sticks, no selling books, no announcements of you're going to be live come 3 weeks from Tuesday in Canada. I don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear it. It's just an announcement that what I'm doing from now on, and it's just a warning. If you present to me or any of the other administrators, okay, cover tunes, pictures of your girlfriend, any religious post, any political post will not be tolerated. You will be removed and blocked from this group. It's simple. Now, I want to explain. What is that? 21. I don't know what that means. If anybody's watching, can you please say hello in the comment section? Tell me who you are and where you're from and how long you've been playing. Yes? No? I want to work out of the stick control book or the syncopation book. I'm going to give you a choice. Which book would you like to learn from tonight? Like I continually profess, this is not a performance platform. This is an educational platform. I get emails all day long. I go check out my email, 253 emails. Huh. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate it. You know, about requests of what you would like to learn. The one thing that's overwhelming is understanding the level system. Now, how many people here do not know what the level system is? Or do not know what the control strokes are? If you could put it in the comment, yes or no, that would be good. Ay. Can you please? All right. Let me just do something here. The level systems, okay? Now, first off, I have a few announcements. The November 22nd is a Sunday. I'm going to have Jason Gianni. He's going to be doing a live broadcast at the studio here. And the agenda is odd time signatures. So if anybody's interested in odd time signatures, okay? Keep your eyes out. I'll keep you in the loop. What's going on here? Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see if I'm live also on YouTube. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I am. Hey John, how are you? Dennis, hello. You've been playing for 15 years, huh? Okay. That's a long time. Who did you study with, Derek and John? What is John WL 40 plus years? And can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? So what I want to do is work on the stick control book and the formula book and the syncopation book. Good question. What's the question? I forgot. I'm doing fine, John. I've been playing. All right, thank you, John. I've been playing since I've been 12. I'm 74. So what is that, 62 years? And every day when I wake up, I can't wait to see or to find out what I'm going to learn new. One thing that everybody needs to do is remain humble. Okay? So, stick control book, the Bible of drumming. What I'm going to do is give you a little bit of my routine. I did want to do the samba, okay, with the stick control book, but let me warm up a little bit. And when I warm up, here's what I do. I've never heard of Tim Matlock, but I'm sure that he was a good instructor. Anything you learn. Do you guys understand what the level system is in control strokes? Okay. First off, I see a lot of guys on YouTube, which in a way, YouTube is great, but in another way, it's, woof. It's bad. I get a lot of guys always trying to perform or trying to prove something. How fast they can play single strokes, how fast they can play their double beaters, how they can do odd time signatures, or whatever it might be. What you need to do is take all of that with a grain of salt and say, okay, fine. But say to yourself, who am I? Where am I? What do I know? How am I going to become better? And that's what you're after. And you want to learn as much as you possibly can to become a better musician. You're not in any kind of contest to be faster than anybody else or to play better than anybody else, because playing better than anybody else should never exist. Okay? What should exist is you know where you are at as a musician or a drummer. So you want to become better. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about control strokes or the level system. Now, there's a great book out, a great publication called The Level System. It's done by a friend of mine, Jeffrey Johnson. And Jeffrey Johnson is a really good drummer. And he was also a former student of Joe Morello. And he did a magnificent job with his book. Now, what is the purpose of understanding the level system or control strokes? Well, I see a lot of guys on YouTube or even on Facebook here putting their videos up of how fast and how loud they can play and what is, what do they call it? Who knows? There's so many different things. It'll come to me in a minute, but anyway, let's talk about the snare drum. The snare drum itself, if I hit from this point, if you can see my drumstick, it's about, 2 inches off the drum. Now this is the laws of physics, and it's the level system, and it's called control strokes. If I throw the stick down from this point, the stick comes back. However, the sound that it makes or produces is not a loud sound, it's a soft sound. You can consider that a ghost note, but I'm coming down from the same point all the time. And it's giving me the same consistent sound. Now that's one of the methods I use, okay, when I practice the stick control book. Now the stick control book surfacely seems like a very boring book. But if you do it correctly, your hands will become stronger, your sense of timing will be on the money, and your sound with your right hand and left hand will become equal. That's the object of stick control book, and that's the way George Lawrence Stone intended it to be. That the right hand and the left hand sound equal. Now if I do the first line, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, on page 5 in the stick control book, I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now notice, when I hit the right and when I hit the left, they were coming down from the same spot. And they both sounded the same. That's it, consistency. That's the object. Alright? Now, if I'm playing 2 rights, 2 rights with the right hand, 2 rights, the lefts with the left hand, the sound is equal. The distance is equal. That's the laws of physics. The laws of physics states, for every action, there's an opposite reaction. And this is one of the sticking heights or the control strokes. It's considered a quarter stroke, If I want to get louder, I'm not going to hit from here. I want those sounds to be a little bit louder, so the sticking height's going to be up a little bit. Do you hear the difference? I have from the quarter stroke to the half stroke. This is the half stroke. Sounds louder than the quarter stroke because the distance is shorter. Now my hands are totally relaxed. I'm gripping the stick tight enough so I have control of it, but loose enough so I let the sound go outward. Okay? If I hold the stick tight, I'm preventing the sound is going to go outward, but some of the sound is going to come up your arm, and you're going to get a pretty dead sound, as opposed to that. See, the sound expands when I hit it from here. If I go like this, I create tension, and you don't want no tension. All right, if you could create tension, and if you're holding the stick tight, the sound, part of the sound, is going to go up. Or the vibration of the stick is going to go up your arm. And eventually you're going to be having tendonitis or carpal tunnel. So you want to keep it relaxed. So if I want to play real soft, I want to play a little louder, my sticking heights are, the distance from the tip of the stick to the drum is greater. Soft. Now I see guys on YouTube pounding the drum. Well, that's not good. This is a drum. It's an instrument. I hear the different sounds I'm getting. And the reason why I'm getting the different sounds is because my sticking heights are different. So, we talked about the quarter stroke. We talked about the half stroke. The quarter stroke is very light. The half stroke is a little bit louder. The full stroke is up here. All a full stroke is, or a free stroke, I throw that stick down. And I do not prevent it from coming back. It's going to come back right to that position. I stop it, but the distance is great, so I have a pretty loud sound. So we have the quarter stroke, the half stroke, and the full stroke. 3 different stroking positions, 3 different sounds. Now, what does the level system have to do with that? Well, first, that's the first step. You have to understand what the stick is doing, what you're doing with the stick. You have to remember, you play the drums with your hands. The stick is an extension of your hand. Now, we just discussed the free stroke, or the full stroke. That's about 18 inches. I'm going to get a loud sound. Now, I don't want to get into the whole scientific thing about the velocity and the weight. I just want to get into distance right now. So I throw the stick down from here, I get a pretty loud sound. If I throw it from here, I get another sound. Or I throw it from here. That's 3 different sounds. So I have the free stroke or full stroke. The free stroke or full stroke starts about 18 inches off the drum. I throw it down, she comes right back and gives me a consistent sound. Right. Same movement on both sides. The right stick and the left stick sound the same. If I do half strokes, same thing. Quarter strokes. I should sit a little bit better. I'm just a little tired right now. Anyway, how does the level system come into view with understanding the sticking heights and what is called the control strokes, the free stroke, the full stroke, the downstroke, the tap, and the up? Now, let me explain that a little bit better. The free stroke, okay, I throw it down. Downstroke, when I hit the drum or the drum pad, I keep the stick down. That's called a downstroke. Again, free stroke, Now the free stroke and downstroke sound the same. Okay? Now the next stroke is a tap. Two different sounds. I had three different motions, but two different sounds. I had the free stroke, the full stroke, okay, and the tap. Free stroke, downstroke, tap. Now what I want to do from here, there's one more stroking position. And that's from this point, I'm going to hit the drum and come back into the full stroke position. So if I put them together, I have a full stroke, downstroke, tap, and upstroke. Now notice, the full stroke or free stroke and the downstroke sounded the same. The tap and the upstroke sounded the same. Now we have to use these strokes. What are they for? Well, I come up with a few different things. I don't want to demonstrate the paradiddle because I've done it a million times. Let's take the right hand and work the levels. Now, if I took line 1, and this is in my book, Stick Control Formulas. If I took the first line of stick control book, first what I'm going to do is with my right hand, I'm just going to play one level. That's probably the half stroke. So I'm getting one sound. Let's slow it down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm getting the consistent sound. Now I look at line 1, a stick control book, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I say, okay, let me eliminate the lefts. So that's going to give me 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's my reference point with the stick control book. So I say, okay, let me do that eighth note vamp or whatever you want to call it, 1 and 2. Now, what I'm going to do is accent 1, 2, 3, 4 from this point. So that's going to give me two different sounds. So what's happening here? Control stroke. I'm going to start here. I'm coming down from the full stroke to the half stroke. And then from this point an upstroke. You get back in position to nail the accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got it, guys? No tension. That's an exercise with the level system. You're using a downstroke and an upstroke. Downstroke and an upstroke. Let's go to line 3 of the stick control book, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? No problem. So, we eliminate the lefts. That's going to tell me I want to accent 1 and 3 and. So, if I have to accent 2 accents in a row, what has to happen here? I'm going to have the first one, a free stroke. 1. That gives me my first accent. Now on the and I have another accent, and, but I have to stay down. Why? Because 2 and is not accented. So I have 2 as a tap, and has to be an upstroke to get in position to nail the accents again. So if I did it slow, it would be free stroke, down, tap, up. Free stroke, down, tap, up. Got it? Questions on that so far? Guys, talk to me, man. That's what this is about. Questions, if you understand it. If not, I'll go over it again. Take it in, come in with a different approach. So talk to me, gentlemen, ladies, and whoever. That's getting dynamics. That's the level system. I will do the paradiddle in a second. The double paradiddle. And the great journey with the level system and control strokes is Accents and Rebounds by George Lawrence Stone. I haven't done that book in years only because I'm buried into Joe Morello's Master Studies #1. You want to talk about getting the levels on the money, you have no choice when you do that. that book, but to use the levels. If you don't use the levels and you're in the wrong position, it's going to come back and smack you. Yeah, we all need more practice, John, so don't feel bad. I mean, the more I practice, the more I realize, wow, I really got to practice more. If I had other obligations, like, a family and with the kids, basketball and karate and, all that good stuff, I would be in this room, if I could, 16, 17 hours a day and go to bed, and then get back up and come back into this room and practice. That's not dedication, that's not, well, you might call it insanity, but that's a passion, a need to become better. What happens when I practice, I start to discover new things, which is what it's about. And those new things I document, okay? And after I document it, I practice it. And I do a whole thing, a whole breakdown. Now, we understand the full stroke, the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. Now, a lot of guys consider this upfront bullshit. No, it's not. You want to have a good sound, you want to have a control of your instrument, you practice the levels or control strokes. To give you an example, let me do the single paradiddle. Now, the sticking for the single paradiddle is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Now, if I did it from the stick control book, which is line 5, and remember, when you're doing the stick control book, there are no levels. I mean, accents, I'm sorry. So if I did line 5, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, it's just a sticking pattern. So if I say, let me accent the first note, okay, of the paradiddle. So I have to start here. Down. But look at my sticks. They're equal. Up. Up. Why? Because my next left is going to be an accent. Tap. Tap. Downstroke. Upstroke. Tap. Tap. Downstroke. Upstroke. Tap. 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 Sit up, Matt. Down. Up. Tap. Tap. That is what's occurring when you're playing a piano. I'm not here to prove how fast I can play the paradiddle. That's not instructing. That's showing off. But if I took the paradiddle and played it like this and filmed it, like it's being filmed now, about that tempo, about here. Sorry, too loose. That's a distraction. Let me demonstrate that again. I'm sorry. So I do the paradiddle. That's what's occurring. So I'm going. I don't want to play him like this. I don't want to play him like that for you. That doesn't teach you anything. That just shows you how fast I can play a paradiddle, which means absolutely nothing. Okay? When I'm doing the paradiddle about here, and you film that, and you play it back, and let's just say, on your camera, you have an option to make it slow motion. Slow motion. This is what you would see. That's what's occurring. I'm listening to that sound. I want a consistent accent hard, and the other 3 strokes light. Simple. Okay? Now, that's just an example of how to use the levels. And that's the basic concept. I'm playing. Now when I'm playing that, I'm not thinking that. I've already put that in place. What I do, and this is very important, this next statement, the slower you play, the more you can observe about you, yourself, your hands, and the more control you're going to obtain. The more control you obtain, eventually the faster you can play it. Remember this, without control, speed does not exist. It's simple. That's it. It's a simple process. Same thing what I do. Does everybody here understand the concept? I want to go to another direction because I want to continue on this on Facebook, on YouTube tomorrow. Does everybody understand the difference between straight up and down and swung? Does everybody understand that? I need some comments in here because I want to know what I'm doing with everybody. I would appreciate that. Does everyone know the difference between straight up and down or swung? I just need a yes or a no. If you don't know, that's okay. I'm going to explain it. Straight up and down, swung. Can we get some comments in there, please? Okay, I'll show. All right. Not a problem. Thank you, John. Okay, when you're playing straight up and down, eighth notes, for example, it's straight up and down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Straight up and down. Now, what you're going to do is play it syncopated. Now, when I say syncopated, what that means is to change the feel. So how am I going to change this feel? All right, now, what I want to do is make it swing or play it with a jazz feel. So I'm changing the feel. So how am I going to do that? So, I was just counting eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, I want to count it. Now I'm going to open up the distance in the feel between the one, the right and left. So how do I do that? Is I develop a triplet feel. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now, if I interpret the stick control book again as straight up and down, 1, 3 and 4 and I say, all right, let's play that swung. The ands now are going to become the duh of the triplet. So here's straight up and down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here's swung. I'm thinking triplets. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, the 3 and the 4. Straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Do you understand the difference? The swung or the jazz feel is off the eighth note triplet. When I count eighth note triplets, I'm counting 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and. Now just let me give you a simple exercise to get you started and have a lot of fun. And that's one thing I remember. I didn't remember to say. When you're practicing, you need to work hard, yes, but also have some fun and accept things as a challenge. Now, I play my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4. I feather the bass drum in, and I usually play 2 and 4 heel and toe with the hi-hat. So I have 1 and the 2, and you barely hear the bass drum. It's feathered in. So what I'm going to do is play eighth note triplets with my left hand. Straight eighth note triplets, no accent. 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2, 3, 4. Good workout for the left hand. 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. I go on like that for hours at a tempo like that, or maybe play a little bit faster. But the reason why I'm playing it slower is because I want to challenge that. And I want to interpret the first line of stick control swung, which would be 1 and 2 and sorry, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so now I'm going to play eighth note triplets. I want to just give you a little sound, and then I'll break it down. Or line 2. So what am I doing there? Well, I'm playing eighth note triplets with my left hand, one sound. No accents yet. There's a lot of different ways to do this. My bass drum is 1, 2, 3, 4. My left foot is heel and toe. So what I'm doing is I'm referencing off the stick control book. Now remember, we're looking at line 1 to the whole page now. Instead of 1 and 2 and, it's 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4 and. So I look at the line, I reference off the line, and I eliminate the lefts. And I say, okay, I'm just going to play the rights. But I'm going to take the rights and I'm going to put them on the floor tom-tom with line 1. On line 1, they fall on the counts of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Okay, so now while I'm playing my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, my left foot 2 and 4, and I maintain the triplets with my left hand, I'm referencing off the line, playing all the rights. I'm interpreting the line, swung, we're syncopated, and I'm playing, I eliminate the lefts, and I'm just playing the rights on the floor tom-tom. Now I'm just containing my right hand on one drum, but I can move that around. Let me play it a little faster. Do we understand that? Do you understand that concept? What I just did? It's getting late. Okay, I'm going to have to sign off. If anybody wants to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go subscribe to it, because tomorrow I'm doing a 1 p.m., Wednesday at 1 p.m. and a Thursday at 1 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. I'm on my website, mattpatellalivelessons.com, and on Friday I'm back on Facebook. Before I close it up, is there any questions? Do we understand everything? Gentlemen? John, you're the only one that's responding. You're welcome, John. Come to Facebook tomorrow, either YouTube, 1 p.m. Subscribe to my channel. But I need to sign off because I didn't realize it was that late. But I will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. on YouTube. Guys, have a good night. Email me if you want. My email is mattpatella1001@gmail.com. Any requests, anything you'd like to play, work with rock patterns, jazz patterns. Who's this? Boris? Hello, Boris. Hey, John, or somebody, here, let me put my email in there. And subscribe to my channel, please, my YouTube channel. And I'll definitely, you'll definitely enjoy it. Here's my email. So if you have any requests, and if you want some PDFs, more jazz, huh? Well, you have to understand the syncopation first. You got to start off slow. We will get into jazz, okay? But, you know, we're not learning concept of structure of tunes or melodic structures. What we're learning is the technique and the basics to understand how to develop the coordination so you could interject that into the concepts or the form. The standard form, AABA. Listen, I really have to sign off. It was a pleasure. You guys have a good night. And remember, email me. Okay? It's there. And I'll see everybody tomorrow on YouTube. Have a good night. Come on.